Am I the a-hole for kicking my wife out after she punched my mom in the face? What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl G, and today we are going to be doing a humanitarian service by judging some couples relationships. So welcome to therapy. Let's get into it.
Let's get in there.
My situation went from bad to worse in a matter of weeks. In a matter of a week actually. And I don't know where else to turn. I need to know if I was wrong. Possibly a validation thing, because life is effing dumb right now. My wife and I have been together for 8 years, and she just gave birth to our first and last. She gave birth to our first and last baby 2 months ago. Oh, okay. The fact that he emphasizes that and last, that divorce is actually happening. Up until my wife got pregnant, my mom loved her. I'm not sure what the earth is wrong with my mom or why the switch happened, but after my wife got pregnant, my mom started being very clingy to me and started avoiding my wife at all costs. Told everyone she was excited about the pregnancy, etc. I threatened to go no contact. Oh, she wasn't excited about the pregnancy. Excuse you?
Excuse me?
Which grandma is not happy to have a grandma? I threatened to go no contact with her when my wife was about 7 months along, and after that she snapped out of it for the most part and stopped being so ignorant. It's still weird that grandma would not be excited to have a grandbaby. The comment is 100%. The comment 100% stopped at least, though she still was clingy to me. Now, a week ago, my mom, my sister, and my sister's husband, and my sister's daughter, 12, came over for dinner. I prepared the meal. Before my wife could eat anything, our daughter got fuzzy, so my wife excused herself to go feed the baby and get her. Oh, yeah, she's giving birth now.
Nurse? Hey, nurse? Nurse!
And get her down to sleep. I thought I had prepared enough, but apparently not, because my niece was still starving. She's 5'5" and 190 lbs. I haven't seen her in over a year, and she was not that size she was not that size then, so I didn't exactly proportion in an extra 3 helpings for a child, so it's on me. I apologized and told her that I hadn't made any more and offered her crackers. As I was putting my wife's portion in the fridge, after that, I just went outside with my sister's husband to smoke a ciggy and shoot the breeze. Didn't think anything of it, but then I hear yelling from inside. When I walk in, my wife and my mom were screaming at each other. Apparently my mom, who saw me put my wife's food away, gave my niece my wife's portion of the food. Excuse us? Like, excuse you? Really?
Really?
Come on, in her house. I mean, have some respect. You're his mother, but you're just a visitor now. This is her house. That's just not okay. Okay. Gave my niece my wife's portion of the food. As I was walking inside, I heard my mom say, "Looks like you can afford to skip a meal," and slapped my wife's stomach. Is he actually describing this right as soon as I got ready to step in, literally fast walking forward, them yelling, "Enough!" My wife winds back and punches my mom square in the face and drops her.
How could she do that?
Have you guys watched Indian film? All I can picture in my mind is the Indian ladies whenever they want in the movies, not as in real Indian ladies, but like in the movies, whenever they get dramatic, when she feels like you said something hurtful, she's going to be like, and she falls down. But like she hit her first. Okay, what would you do? We're taught to respect our elders, and this lady should have just taken the highway, but his mom hit her first, and the guy's like, my mom hit her stomach and she punched my mom in the face. Okay, and drops her. I think that lady was faking it. She was 100% faking the folly. Like, oh my gosh, I can't breathe. The whole house went silent outside of my mom crying and holding her face. I tell everyone to get the F out. Immediately, everyone leaves, and my wife just turns towards the corner and leans with her hands on the corner and face down, eyes closed. I look at my wife and say, "You two, leave now." She says, "Really?" She's crying at this point. I say a clipping, "Yep." She picks up her and the baby and leaves. Excuse you. Like, excuse you already. In case he does not understand the word wife and husband, they've signed documents that legally states that this is her house. So when you say everyone leave, if it does not include you, as in if there's not if a fire is not happening, she's not leaving that house. The guest who came should leave. I mean, he's literally telling his wife to like leave. Okay. I text her that night and say I just need space. Okay. Yeah, she's supposed to like literally go and sleep in a hotel with your baby and you need space. Woman. Because this is not a man anymore. He is a woman. I need to decompress and come to terms with what just happened. She doesn't respond. The next 5 days, I'm texting and calling and I get nothing. Oh my gosh. I can give her a chef's right now. That's literally it. Like, zero response. You just acted like this is not her house. So obviously it's no longer her house. Oh, this is so good. This is like so good.
This is interesting.
Okay. We're in therapy, so let's act professional. Let's not act like we're enjoying this tea, but let's act professional.
Let's be serious then.
Okay.
She shows up here today, so 8 days later, and hands me divorce paperwork and my baby and says, "Here, you have it, a bit to hang out with her while I pack." Where I'm breastfeeding, we can work out a visitation schedule that's either at your place or my mother's until she will take a bottle. I told her that's not what I want. Oh please. This wife is like 5-star vibes. I can literally pay her just to see her say this. It's like so good. This is like too good. I love it. That's not what I want. I don't want to separate. Uncle, we're not separating. This is a divorce, honey. I just needed time to process her punching my mom in the face. It's funny how he conveniently said the reaction without talking about the action that caused that reaction. She said you needed time to process. You needing time to process gave me time to process the fact that I refused to be in this situation any longer. I defended myself. I initially felt bad and remorseful, but you making me leave when I needed you made me see more clear. I'm done. I'm sorry for what I did, but there's no fixing this. She refused to speak. Oh God, like I'm just enjoying this. Like the wife is like, she's doing the right thing. She refused to speak to me at all the rest of the time that she was here. My house feels so empty. No. Go get your mama and your family to go back and be in it. Why am I so pissed? My house feels so empty and I don't know what to do. Am I the hell for making her leave after she punched my mom? I just needed some effing space. It's like really, really dumb, the fact that his brain cells have not yet adjusted to the fact that he should have, like, people get mad and leave the house and drive and then clear your head and come back in, or maybe go and take a walk because you're driving, it could be dangerous. Take a walk, get some space, come back in. But he's like, oh my gosh, why does she not understand that I just needed some space? So he comes in and gives an edit. For the record, I am team wife. My mom deserved it. wholeheartedly. Okay, that's probably after some comments must have restructured his thinking, because there's no way the person who typed that is typing this. You cannot think your mom deserved it wholeheartedly and then you didn't go and like try to maybe pick up your mom, apologize to her, and then tell your wife, maybe check up to make sure your wife is okay, and then like let the ladies sort themselves after. But I'm not even sure what I was supposed to. I would have done that as the guy, but it's certainly not sending my wife or the mother outside of the house. Like, let it diffuse on their own. But it was so wrong to kick his wife out. Like, it really gave her clarity. Good for her. In fact, good for him. My mom deserved it wholeheartedly, and I've blocked her completely from my life. Just block your wife till you've lost. But I literally just needed time to process what happened. My wife is a lot of things. Violent is not one of them. So this came completely out of left field and would not have happened without her being provoked. The fact that he understands this and his actions does not really reconcile with me. After it all happened, my mom sent me a text saying, "See, I told you she was crazy. That fat B doesn't belong in our life. I'm willing to bet she probably tried setting my wife off. So no, I'm on my wife's side 100%. Clarity, but too late. I truly just needed to process what happened, and my wife took it as me giving up on her giving up on her and not defending her and throwing her out and our baby, which did seemingly happen because I knew she had to take the baby with her when I kicked her out. The fact that she even went out, like I'm staying in another room, I'm not leaving. Exactly. The fact that she went, the divorce, she didn't need time to take. Girl had already left you the minute you opened your mouth and said that, because if she wanted things, she would have even fought back and be like, "Oh, this is my house too." But like, she was like done. She was literally done with you. Okay, here it again. The reason why my dad was stupid, abusive. I was beat. My sisters and brothers were beat. My mom was put in the hospital multiple times. So this makes more sense. The mom was literally trying to make sure that whatever happens to her, she tried to get that girl to get physical. At this point, it's like so clear because she's used to receiving punches. It took years for police to enforce restraining orders, and he finally died in 2013. Violence scares the F out of me. I climb up and get anxious around violence of any kind now. My wife knows this, and she too grew up with a violent stepdad, and gets just as anxious and panicky around violence. So he should have been in the best place ever to understand why she reacted the way she did. She defended herself. I needed it far away from me. I don't know why I didn't just leave. He should have left. That's it. That's the smartest thing he could have done. I could have, but in the moment, I just let my emotions and fear run the whole effing circus and told everyone to get out, her included. My mom did slap her first. I guess for some reason I was seeing my wife's punch as being worse than the slap. At least he's honest about that. It wasn't a hard slap, but my wife did kind of wince looking back on it. She was fine following, but my mom was bleeding. Okay. Split her eyebrow open in good shape. I don't know. Thanks for the responses. Now let's see what the response is, because with the edits that he did, it seems like his brain had been corrected. So the first one, that's the top comment says, so to recap, you allowed your mommy to verbally abuse your pregnant wife for months. Absolutely, because normally the guys do not really notice when someone is being clingy, but if you can notice that his mom was being that way, then He already knows, aside from all the mean things that she was saying when the wife was pregnant, but still invited her into your wife's home. Oh my gosh. Wife in capital letter. It is her house too, and then you ask her to get out. You stood there while your mother insulted and punched your wife in the abdomen where she has been growing your child for the past 9 months. Oh God, this comment is like so good. Then when your provoked wife defended herself from your bag of garbage mother, you put your wife and child out of their home so you could process. Seriously?
Like, seriously.
You put your wife and your infant child out of their home instead of you living to pull yourself together and stop being a mama's boy. You showed your wife who you truly were that night, at least then. Not a real husband, not a real father, not a real man. How is she ever supposed to unsee that? You dude are a huge a-hole. Oh my God. We don't need anything in this therapy session. It has been concluded by these comments right here. There's so many different steps that he could have done things differently in like so many places. I mean, it would have been hard to see what he saw, but now he knows. In 1 week, you leave. It's just like you wake up on Monday and you're a married man, and by the next Monday, you're like separated, about to get a divorce, and you're going to be co-parenting your little baby that you thought this was your family and your whole world because of one because of what he let happen, and then one final act of stupidity. What do you guys think? But he's there, but I think he's gonna do better when he marries his second wife. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.